Ivan Toney loan to Arsenal. Story being broken to us by two credible journalists, and one is really a close host beside of Arsenal, and I was going to hate to break this story of Ivan Toney to Arsenal, considering a loan fee or a loan deal to obviously sign him to the side of Arsenal. Welcome to the Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. This is the Transfer News Show. As we put in a little bit of Lukaku, having gone ahead to obviously say no to a deal coming in from Saudi Arabia, looks like he has gone ahead to really coincide with his agents and intermediaries to obviously accept a deal like this. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're only watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. And Rokani David, he's my name, and this is, I think, the third video of the day, and you're ready to obviously take on it to the next level, and hope you guys are really having fun. So Ivan Toney is really one of those players that has been linked to Arsenal. Like, his move will obviously be one of those that will obviously be executed very, very soon as far as the January transfer window is concerned. And we have a big story coming in from one of the people that you need to obviously come in through and obviously trust as far as this news is really concerned. And this is Indie Kayla News, award-winning Twitter account in there for you, and he has close to 400,000 subscribers. Yo, he was the first obviously coming through and really tell us that Arsenal in talks with Brentford regarding January loan deal for Ivan Toney. Arsenal offer is a loan deal with upfront £5 million payment. Option to buy Ivan Toney in the summer for £50 million. The £50 million will be paid in one installment. So that's what he obviously went ahead to obviously break the story. And then another credible source, you know, this is the fly on the walls of Arsenal. He goes by names of Tiki Taka Corner. That understand that Arsenal are pushing for Ivan Toney on loan in January. Chelsea are also eyeing him. Let's see what happens. So Ivan Toney is one of the hottest deals that you'll ever want to hear about, if at all you're a fan of football, because he's first two seasons in the Premier League never really went ahead to lie. He went ahead to put in performances that everyone went ahead to obviously accept that, trust me, he's really that caliber of player that maybe had gone ahead to obviously hit maybe his prime at the age of 27 and would have gone ahead to excite everyone. In his first season in the Premier League, in 33 games, he scored 12 goals and put up 5 assists. Those were 17 goal involvements. Then in his next game, in his next season of 2022-2023, he went ahead to play 33 matches, 20 goals. He went ahead to play 33 games, scored 20 goals and put up 4 assists in that season. That is Ivan Toney for you. So having gone ahead to obviously done that, because when you look at his results, he was on his ascendancy, right? He was on his ascendancy, and his ascendancy really helped him shoot to 20 goals a season and 4 assists, one less assist like he did last season. But for the goals, he had 20. And in the Premier League history, if I told you obviously average 20 goals a season, you're really regarded as one of those elite strikers. And I think his biggest undoing has always been about him and the betting practices that he really went ahead to do. That is it. So that was his baddest undoing for the club, and he has not gone ahead to obviously play for the first 6 months of the season, as he was given a suspension of 6 months. And as it stands, right? As it stands, Arsenal are really looking out to sign Ivan Toney, and it looks like Arteta is really looking at options that have gone ahead to obviously stop him from really getting to obviously winning the trophy. And I've always been one of those people who have gone ahead to call in for Arsenal to go in for a right attacking midfielder like Pedro Neto, Oli Roysen and so on. But as it stands, it is really one of those moments that you'll understand and refer it to the performance of Reece Nelson yesterday when he played on the right wing. You saw to it that he has some little bit of a spark that he brings on, very comfortable on both wings. And maybe Arteta is looking at Reece Nelson as one of those players to obviously come in through and do the needful. But the big question is, why is it that when Arsenal was playing Manchester City, Arteta went ahead to obviously play Gabriel Jesus as a right forward, not Reece Nelson? That means he doesn't trust him. So, to me, unless otherwise, Mikel Arteta is going to have to obviously trust Reece Nelson as the backup player when it comes to playing into the right forward of the pitch, then all won't go on well. That is it. All won't go on well. All won't go on well. And when all won't go on well, then he needs to obviously first focus onto that position. But if at all Arsenal believes that Ivan Toney is the right guy to bring in, then that will be a very good choice for them, because they might be looking in for that forward to obviously give them some goals, but Eddie Nketiah is going to hit to score 6 in all competitions. Meaning that I go back to what I've always going to hit to tell you, that all Arsenal needs is to see to it that they get in people who can really create in very many chances for the number 9s. Why? Because Nketiah has shown you that if at all you get him chances, he'll obviously kill them off. Then Gabriel Jesus is going to hit to show you the same. And for him, he is going to hit to serve a different purpose altogether, that he obviously finishes very, very, very half chances, Those half chances are the ones he converts into goals, meaning that when you get him full chances, then he'll obviously get into where he deserves to be. So I had James, USA, Nashville, telling me that he told me that I don't see what Rokani was saying about Nketiah. Of recent, Odegaard gave him a ball one-on-one with the goalkeeper. He misses clear chances. We need a sharp striker like Vlahovic or Hurricane style. So for me, when he came out and really put out this, I really went ahead and we told him that, please, that's not what you're talking about. I want you to tell me 10 chances that Eddie Nketiah is going to hate to miss this season. Tell me 10 chances that Gabriel Jesus is going to hate to miss this season, So that means the team is not creating enough, but I can obviously go to the chart of the most player that's going to hate to miss the biggest chances in the league, and Haaland will be on top of it, because every month or every match he expects an average of 7. You get 7 chances. That's what he obviously expects. 7 chances, and those 7 chances will obviously always result into the goals that he wants as a player. So 7, if at all he scores like 2, then he'll be averaging 2 goals per 7 chances. And there is no striker who really averages like 3 chances, all 4 in every 7 that he gets. So it's like in every 3 chances, a striker really puts 1 to bed. That is it. And that's exactly what's happening at the side of Brentford, right? Sorry, for the side of Man City. So Arsenal need to bring on more and more people, right? So if they bring on more and more players on the field of play, then the rest will be history into the making. So as it stands, everything is going to obviously go on well for the club of Arsenal. And let's wait and see whether this deal will come to happen. But for them to go for loan, that shows you that maybe the financial fair play is not really giving them a chance to obviously go in and really bring in a player. Something that I'm not going to hate to confirm, because in the January transfer window of Arsenal of 2023, you saw how much Arsenal are willing to spend, close to £150 million. That is it. And by that time, they are playing in Europe, in the UEFA Europa League, and now they are playing in the Champions League. You get? They're playing the Champions League, meaning that they're going to have to obviously get in some huge amounts of money that can help them propel into their summer transfer window. Because everything I think that happened in the summer ends in the summer, and they start afresh with this financial year. And this financial year starts on the 1st of July, right? So if it starts on the 1st of July, then it has to obviously go on well for the club of Arsenal, and they should be getting where they want to be as a team. So guys, thank you very much for watching through about Ivan Toney, and I don't know whether that deal will be really given a go by the side of Brentford, because Ivan Toney's contract is expiring in the summer. I think he'll be left with one on his contract. Let me see. Football transfer or transfer market. So obviously his contract expires in 2025, right? Meaning that they can take him in January and outweigh the amount of fee of £50 million. But remember, the manager of Brentford saying that Ivan Toney is a £100 million striker. That is it. And I think they would at any one point opt for getting him for 6 months. He plays very well, and then they sell him for some huge amount of money. But if you are Brentford and you got this player in for less than £7 million, why don't you accept a deal of £50 million from Arsenal? Because they're also battling it out with Chelsea. When Chelsea comes into the mix, they might make it tricky, because Chelsea might come in through and really say, we want a permanent deal for this player. As Chelsea is willing to obviously cash in for very many players right now that they have in the squad, obviously pave way for other players to come in through, because they can no longer really get in players in the Premier League, because the Premier League is going to hate obviously vote against the 8-year contract that Chelsea are giving to players, and the longest contract you can ever give a player is 5 years. So that loophole has been really closed, and after it being closed down, then Chelsea cannot obviously really use that. So it's really tricky, but we are waiting to see whether Ivan Toney will go to West London or North London. That is it. Let's go to Romelu Lukaku, and it's a story coming in from the Goal telling us that Romelu Lukaku has reportedly said yes to a millionaire proposal from Saudi Arabia rather than stay at one loan club, Roma. You get? So he has reportedly gone ahead to obviously say yes to a millionaire proposal to Saudi Arabia. Remember, at the beginning of the season, sorry, at the beginning of the summer transfer window, teams in Saudi Arabia wanted to sign Romelu Lukaku, and Lukaku said, no, I'm going nowhere. But right now, looks like he's in his third decade, and he believes that this is the right thing to do. And what is the right thing to do? It's obviously gate going to where money is, you know? He needs to obviously get where the money is. I think he plans to play the Euros 2024 for the Belgian national team, and I think he wants to take one more go for the World Cup 2026. And for the World Cup 2026, if he's to come out and really be very, 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 very influential as one of the experienced players at the Belgian national team, he needs to obviously go to Saudi Arabia and really reserve his gas. And people don't understand why Ronaldo went to Saudi Arabia. The intensity is not as much as that of teams in the top 5 tier leagues of Europe. And that helps him to obviously come in through and really put in the required shift and obviously reserve energy. That's why Messi is in America, because both of those players want to come and show up at the World Cup of 2026 for their last dance. So wait and see how that pans out. But tell me your thoughts about Ivan Toney January transfer, loan to Arsenal considered. I welcome in the comment section below. And what do you make about Romelu Lukaku? Would you advise him to go away and play for Saudi Arabia? Won't he lose his position in the Belgian national team? All that and more into the comment section below. I sign out for now. See you later, and may the living to God bless you abundantly. The Muslims. Barakallahu fikum. Bye-bye.